Is this the real radio? Radio. Hang on. Radio just jumped into the hangout.
Sick.
Hang on. Radio, is that you for real? I hear radio.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Radio, we thought you weren't going to show up, dude.
Yeah, I was in a bad location and I couldn't. I had to hurry up and make it home. So yeah. It's a very bad day, man. Very bad day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you are you able to stick around if you want to reschedule? I mean, if something's happened that you can't.
Yeah, I got about an hour, man. So
you have an hour? Yeah. Okay. We could hit it up. All right. Yo, Maple. I'll hang on 1 second, radio. Hey, Maple. We'll thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bud. We'll do a full. We'll do a full episode on religion and stuff. So thanks for being here, buddy.
Oh, if you ever want the perspective of an atheist, hit me up.
Sure, man. Sounds good.
Former atheist.
All right, perfect. All right. So, this is happening. This 1 sec, radio. Just want. Okay, you know what? I'll read super chats later since you only have an hour. All right. So, radio, how you been, man?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Just been reading and studying. Dealing with life and all that.
I hear you. Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this debate. I gotta say, the last time we did this debate, I was not having a good day. I was debating against Weibo Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, I was having a bad day, and it just didn't go that well. But but I'm here today, so I had a bad day today. That's something I never have. I rarely have good days, man. I'm always something crazy going on every day with me. So
damn, that sucks, man. But you're all right now.
Yeah.
Sick, man. That's cool. Well, thanks for rushing back. I know I did see your email later where you're like, if you could do it some other time. But thanks for because I sent the link anyway because I didn't really read the full email before I sent the link. But thanks for showing up. And here we have my new co-host, Jay Dyer, and he was excited to debate you, man.
Okay. Well, what is his what is his theory or his premises? I mean,
well, I watched some of your videos. Okay, so I tried to get a perspective that was honest, given your view, and basically you think that the kings of Egypt were essentially all black, and that Western white archaeologists have suppressed this, and that's part of a larger thing to keep black people down. Is that what you think?
Well, it has nothing to do with I will say that it has nothing to do with I wouldn't too much say that it has something to do with keeping black people down. I'm just saying, I will say that it has more to do with covering up the truth versus the lie. Hold on. I will say,
is that your ringtone?
They do
Tweety
it.
Bird. You got a Tweety Bird ringtone?
Hello?
Yeah. I was asking, was that your ringtone?
Yeah. I'm gonna cut my phone off, man.
No, it's okay. It was a funny ringtone. Anyway, sorry.
But I mean, yeah, but definitely, man, it's definitely it's definitely something wrong with what's going on. With me, it's all about the truth. It's not about Afrocentric. It's not about Eurocentric. It's definitely. I mean, it stems from racism. Okay, the lie stems from racism. To keep, it all had to do with with the upliftment of the white race. When during the days of neo-Nazi.
Well, that's what I just asked.
Nazism.
I just asked you if that's what it was, to keep black people down.
Yes, yeah. It's that's a part of it.
Okay.
And yeah, and I will say that it's it's something very strange when something very strange going on when it comes to ancient Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that some white archaeologists, they know the truth, but but they just don't want to admit it. Now, I even heard that I even heard some white scholars say that although that the people of Ethiopia, Somalia, Sudan, and that area, although that they are black, they consider them Caucasian, white. So it's something very strange going on.
That's right.
I mean, people that are black as midnight, and you can see them clearly that they are black, but yet you have these white scholars and these white geneticists classifying them as Caucasian, and it just don't make any sense to me.
I agree.
Okay. But so how did you come to this conclusion? This is my first question. Is when you were doing research, did it start with like Black Israelite videos and that kind of stuff?
Well, no, I'm not a Black Hebrew Israelite.
No, I'm just asking if you looked at some of that stuff from YouTube and like it got you questioning.
Oh, you mean what started me out?
Yeah, how'd you come to these conclusions?
Yeah, well, I did my research. I read books by such as William Flinders Petrie, the one who they call the father of Egyptology, Giuseppe Sergi. They in his book titled the the African race, where he classifies the Hamite race as the Caucasian race, and I read those books, and I also read ancient sources from ancient historians, and what the ancient Egyptians wrote down themselves, and it just and what the 18th century and 19th century white scholars were saying was not adding up to what the ancient historians were saying and what the ancient Egyptians were saying.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, my claim is that all the pharaohs from the first dynasty all the way to the 30th dynasty were Black Africans. They were nothing else. They had no choice but to be Black Africans. Okay, I hear people saying that there were Middle Eastern pharaohs, there were European pharaohs, but there's no record for this. And when it comes to ancient Egypt, I mean, it's all a bunch of strange theories going on. I even hear people say that they were from India, they were from Mesopotamia, they came from Greece, they came from Anatolia, and all of these theories are wrong. They are wrong. And from my knowledge, people in India and Mesopotamia, they really have no connection to ancient Egypt. And when they say that the ancient Egyptians came from the Middle East, well, when you get into the historical records, the ancient Egyptians do not say that. They say actually that they sent a colony out to the Middle East to civilize the Middle East rather than the Middle East, people from the Middle East coming into their country. So I strictly go by I strictly go by with what the ancient Egyptians themselves said instead of what I can't trust what many white scholars have to say, especially if it does not add up to what the ancient Egyptians said and what the people who spoke to the ancient Egyptians had said.
Okay. Do you know about the Rosetta Stone, right?
Yes. The Rosetta Stone that was found by that was translated by Champollion.
Okay, so if that's what decodes ancient Egyptian, then how do you know that what you're reading is not also translated by white scholars using the Rosetta Stone? Like, how do you know that you've got the true Egyptian tradition?
Well, first of all, the guy who translated the Rosetta Stone, I think so, Francos Champollion Fignac. That's something like that. Yeah, he's from reading his books, his perspective. He doesn't come from a biased perspective as as what a racist Egyptologist would. He's more honest and upfront about. He even says in his book that the ancient Egyptian race originated from Sudan. So and on top of that, he traveled to Sudan, he traveled to Egypt. He didn't just sit back and just make up this stuff. He did a lot of work and hard research, and he put in a lot of work to translate the hieroglyphics. And you had other people who were trying to do the same thing, but they were not successful as he was. So
yeah, but you said you can't trust the white scholars because they might be racist, but this dude is a white dude, but you'll take his but he's a white scholar. So so you're just picking and choosing what I'm saying.
Well, I'll take his because he's more like a non-racist white scholar. So you have racist white scholars and you have non-racist white scholars.
It's true.
So the racist white scholars, they are the ones who would say, well, the Egyptians were not African because the Africans are primitive, and the Egyptians came from the Middle East. Those are the scholars that I reject.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you've already it seems like you set the criterion ahead of time, which ones you're going to accept, which ones you're going to reject. I mean, what if I'm not saying this is true, but what if the racist ones are correct? So it sounds to me like you have a bias and you're just kind of picking the info that you want.
Well, the reason I say the racist ones are not correct because what they're saying does not correspond with what the ancients are saying.
Yeah, but
now you have to understand, okay?
But your source for what the ancient Egyptians said is white guys who translated the Rosetta Stone.
Wait a minute, but you can't hold up. You cannot, okay? You cannot put the one guy that translated the Rosetta Stone. You cannot put him in the category with every other racist white scholar or every other white scholar. Okay, so it's not fair to do that.
Okay, well, I mean, he's not the only person. I mean, presumably other scholars who know the languages, right? So there's only one guy who's the white guy that translated the Rosetta Stone that's not racist. I mean, what I'm getting at is that wouldn't we have more examples of the same type of thing? I mean, why is it that the first guy that you picked, Sir William Flinders Petrie, why is it that he's the one that's okay? And you're going to say, well, because of the fact that he's not racist and his translation accords with the originals. But that's the thing that's in question, is which one's the right translation.
Well, first of all, William Flinders Petrie had nothing to do with the translation of the Rosetta Stone. And actually,
I mean, he's the one that found it, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that was before his time, if I'm not mistaken. But he had nothing to do with with translating it, and I don't believe he had anything to do with finding it either.
Okay, so but you brought him in as an example of somebody that you wanted to say was like the right way to go with this. And all I'm saying is that there's like a confirmation bias. You know what I'm saying? Like you've already determined what kind of evidence you're going to accept and not accept, because the thesis in your head is already made up from the outset. So you're not going to listen to any information that would be contrary to that. By the way, you're right. I meant to say the Jean-Francois Champollion. He's the one, the Rosetta Stone guy.
Yeah.
He's not the one who found the stone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. See, you have to understand, man. There was a writing of history before 17th century and 18th century archaeology. And
the Bible. The Bible is a great example. Sure.
The Bible.
Sure. That's an example of a writing of history.
First of all, do you believe in the Bible?
Absolutely.
Okay. So even when we deal with the Bible, okay, it says that the Cushites
Mhm.
and the Egyptians, which are called Mizraim, were
Right.
brothers. Okay.
Correct.
So do you so are you saying that, would you, being that you know that, would you still say that they were from a Caucasian race?
I think
mean,
that I think that it's possible that there were dynasties that arose in Egypt from Hamites, from Noah. Yes, Cushites. You're right. I agree with you there. That's Genesis 10. But it's also possible that there were upper class that came in and ruled. So, for example, in India, I'm just using it as an example, there is still, even in India today, an upper caste of white, blue-eyed people that are still kind of given a reverence on the part of Indian tradition. So I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong. I'm just saying that this is a fact about Indian culture, and I'm saying that there's Egyptian artifacts that show blue, fairly pale-skinned, blue-eyed people. So there could have been Caucasian, Indo-European conquerors of that region, even after there were periods of Semitic or Hamitic rulers.
Well, it's all based on theory, and there's no written record for it. And so far as with the statues with the blue eyes and all that, well, you have black people, in the Pacific islands such as Fiji and in that area right there, and even in Africa, some parts of sub-Saharan Africa, you have black people, black Africans who have blue eyes, and they have the same texture hair as you will see on the Egyptian mummies, So just saying that they had blue eyes, you can't classify them as Middle Eastern or European Caucasian, because you have black people who also have those features, and on top of that, you have black people with straight hair and wavy hair and all those so-called Caucasian features that existed on this planet way before white Europeans. They were around before white Europeans, and you can't say that they were mixed with white Europeans because they were already here.
Well, I mean, I have Bob Ross hair, and I've got blue eyes, so there may be truth to that. But what I'm saying is just because there's an example of this, like in Fiji or somewhere, or some far off islands, I think you said Fiji, right? What does that have to do with an example from Egyptian upper class dynasty ruling, though? So this is speculation based on the fact that there are, there's light-skinned black people. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that there can be anomalies with eye colors, but most of the time black people don't have blue eyes. And in India, most of the time people don't have blue eyes. So the upper caste in India that's still revered because of blue eyes and white skin, I think, is just another example of this same pattern, that there does seem to be Indo-European people who came and conquered other people, and that's what at least the artwork seems to designate. But yeah, I agree that's somewhat speculative, but how is your position dogmatic and not also highly speculative?
Well, first of all, you can't, the Fiji Islands. The reason I use that was just to show that that there are black dark-skinned people that have blue eyes. And you also have black people with blue eyes in sub-Saharan Africa, in the tribes such as the Tuareg tribes, some parts of Somalia, in some parts of Africa. I've seen photos of it, and I actually met people from Africa who have blue eyes, and they have like the wavy and straight textured hair, and they do not look like they come from Europe. So one question to you, I have, so where do you believe the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians before the first dynasty, where do you believe they came from?
I think that the record in Genesis 10 is correct. I think it tells us where these people groups went. I think a lot of archaeology backs up what we see in the Genesis record. So that's what I would defend. And I think that, again, like I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with it being a Hamitic line. The Cushites, that's what Genesis 10 explicitly says, that went over into that region of North Africa. But that it just doesn't seem to follow from that therefore every single pharaonic emperor had to be a Black African. Like why? I mean, you seem to take this in a religious way, like you pray to Amenhotep Ra, correct?
Yes. I give all praise and all honor to the Most High God, Amen Ra.
Amen.
Yeah, I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video. So,
Mm-hmm.
but dealing with the Bible, okay. Now, when we deal with the Bible, you also have to take in, first of all, the book of Genesis and Noah and all that all has to do with gods and myth, and things like that. It's really it's not really not historical. It has to do with gods and myths. So, but it's not.
You just called upon Amenhotep Ra, dude.
Yeah, that's a god. Yeah, that's a god. But
are there myths
in this case?
Huh?
Are there myths about him?
Oh yeah. There's plenty of myths about him. Yeah, because I mean, but when we deal with gods and myths, we're dealing with we're dealing with a time that go way back. Okay, a time where where you don't have people writing about what's going on.
Yeah, it's like broken telephone, right? It's like broken telephone. After a few years pass by, some myths might be there, but actually it's true. But there's some fake shit thrown in at the same time to throw people off, right?
Yeah, this is the ancient Greek mythology. They believe that the golden era was a time of ahistorical mythology, right? So when the Titans and the gods existed, it wasn't normal time. It was the fairies dancing around and the princesses, and it wasn't written down, and it's just kind of stories. So,
but that's just to distract you from the truth, though. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's myths and shit.
Yeah, so there's really no credibility, in myths. So you really don't get much from me, so.
You just called on Amenhotep Ra, and you said that's myths.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, that's a god, that existed way back. So
how does that have credibility?
Yeah, I mean, he is a god. He's not a king. So, but if you if you want to entertain myths, then so be it.
You entertain a myth. That's what I'm asking you.
I mean, but. Yeah, I mean, but you're missing the point. I mean, okay.
No, man.
He is a god. Okay, I'm not. It has nothing to do with with historical reality or anything like that. Okay, and he's also called the hidden one. So nobody knows what he's looked like. I mean, nobody knows what he looked like. So all we do is just call on his name.
So you're playing peekaboo. You're playing peekaboo with God.
No, man, no, that has nothing to do with the subject. So when we deal with myths, okay, when we deal with the Greeks, okay, you have Zeus, okay, Apollo and all that, where they say Zeus, rides around the world on a flying chariot, with unicorns.
You're like live at the Apollo. You talking about live at the Apollo Theater?
No, Apollo, the Greek god, where he's shooting the bow and arrows from from over the clouds. Come on, that's myth, man. That's fairy tale. So,
okay, but called on. I understand that, but you called on Amenhotep Ra as your god, and I asked you if that was myths, and you said yes.
Yes, and that's all I do is call on them. I mean, there's nothing else. I'm not gonna sit up here and make up a story about them.
I think Jay's point is like. You're praising him, right? But you're saying that he's fake.
No, I'm not saying that.
But a myth
praising him.
A myth means that it's not real. It's a myth.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm praising them, but I just don't know it. I just don't, I just don't
you're
know what it looks
agnostic.
like.
How you know it's
I don't
him?
know much about them.
Oh, yeah, you never seen him before. Okay, no, fair enough.
Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Peekaboo with God.
Um,
How do you know
but
it's
yeah,
him?
now also the Bible. Okay, you have to take into consideration. Okay, when we deal with the Bible, all the Bible stories came from Egypt. It originated from Egypt. Okay, where they say Moses was the writer of the first 5 books of the Bible. And you go to the book of Acts, it says that Moses got all his wisdom from the Egyptians. So it came from Egypt.
It doesn't say Moses got all his. It says he learned all the mysteries of the Egyptians. It doesn't say he got all of his wisdom from them. It just says he learned their theology.
Yeah, so that pretty much tells you that the stories came from Egypt.
No, the story is against Egypt. Have you read Exodus?
Yes.
So I can learn all about Scientology. That doesn't mean that if I write against Scientology, I got it from Scientology.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing. If he can still get it from Egypt and be against Egypt. So I mean, but point is he got it. His knowledge, all his information, how he,
the theology that's presented by Moses is okay, but the theology presented by Moses is different than Egyptology.
No, that's not that much of a difference.
The whole book of Exodus is about a battle between Egypt and Israelites.
Yes, but it was based in Egypt. Okay, it came out. It originated in Egypt. I mean, so that's but I would say that other records, and other historians, they don't say anything about Noah or anything like that, or about a flood. Yeah, I mean,
Gilgamesh epic. The Gilgamesh epic mentions a global flood.
Yes. The Gilgamesh. You got the flood of Deucalion from the Greeks. But they don't say anything about about Noah. Noah and the sons of Noah. Going out to civilize the world. But that's like I said, that's all that's all myth. So I'm not even I really don't entertain it. But
you do entertain it because you call on myths as well. You admitted they're myths.
Yeah, I just call on it. I don't entertain it. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Now, can we do screen share here?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something.
Let me make sure. Yeah, cool. But by the way, barely. I just want to bring this up. You made a video about me, about the explosion, the Kumite explosion. I'll stream about that some other time, and respond to it. I have some things I want to say. I love these people who make repeatedly the same content, so they like to just slap me around a little bit. I mean, I'm fine with it. I like AIU though, but yeah. So I just want to acknowledge, like I saw you all in the chat talking about it, so I know that. So anyway, are you gonna screen share? Hang on, but before you do that, just real quick, let me just thank Valentine for $20. And inferiority complex is the lack of self-worth, a doubt and uncertainty to oneself, and feelings of not measuring up to standards. The outworking of an inferior complex is to claim the achievements and grandeur of others. He also threw another $20 to say Jay Dyer is a fantastic choice for co-host. Keep it up and watch your numbers rise. Just real fast here. Where were we on the freaking? Yeah, I'm just looking for. Here we go. Happy days, Andy. You read my mind. Please bring up Gabriel Lopez for 10. Someone needs to bring an app that is boomer proof. If it takes more than one click to set up something, these retards can't keep it up. I think that's a slight at you, fucking Jay. Mula for 5. Send Bob's and Vagine Bob Ross. Also paint up some Bob's and Vagine, please. Thank you. Kyler, it's because we called them retarded. Happy days. I'll show up. Pop TV for 5. I'm listening to you. Shilling because of you keep messing with me. Come to my stream tonight, 24 hours. Whoop. Music for 5. What the fuck, Jay? Learn to internet mang. Is the Jufro giving you an uncontrollable urge to sabotage the show or what? Prussian Union for 2 writes gynocentrism. Gynocentrism, wow, is cancer, he writes. Sorry, the G threw me off there. Stone Mexican guy for 5. Bring anal vape on. He's in the waiting room. He's the true blood god. Hashtag I stand with anal vape. All right, sorry. So I'll screen share for you. There you go, radio.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see that quote right there?
Yep.
That's what's up.
Okay. Now, it says here, okay, this is from the historian of Diodorus Siculus. Okay, this is straight from his books. Now he goes on to say, now the Ethiopians, as historians relate, were the first of all men. And the proof of this statement, they say, are manifest. For they did not come into their land as immigrants from abroad, but were natives of it, and so justly bear the name of autochthonous, which means indigenous, is they maintain conceded by practically all men. Okay, so this is them saying that, you know, they were the first of all men. Then he goes on to say, okay, in the book 3, they say also that the Egyptians are colonists sent out by the Ethiopians, Osiris having been the leader of the colony. For speaking generally, what is now Egypt, they maintain was not land but sea, when in the beginning of the universe was being formed afterwards. However, as the Nile during the times of its inundation carried down the mud from Ethiopia, land was gradually built up from the deposit. Okay, so he says in the beginning that the Egyptians are colonists sent out by the Ethiopians. He's pretty much saying that the Egyptians, okay, they did not come from Mesopotamia. They did not come from Middle East or any of that, but they came from the south of Egypt, or that part of Egypt that borders the Sudan. Okay, they came from Sudan, and they founded Egypt, and they moved up further north to Memphis to become the founders of the first dynasty in pharaonic Egypt. So if all this is being said, then what you're saying, okay, well, what you're saying, where's the source for that? Because this right here contradicts with what you're saying. This is saying that the Egyptians came from Sudan. They did not come from Asia or the Middle East.
Yeah, but the problem is that if you read any of these ancient historians, they will debate and contradict all the time. So Jerome, who Diodorus also cites, he disagrees with Diodorus. So Herodotus will disagree with these guys. I'm not saying that we can't have an analysis of history or speculate or theorize. That's fine. But what I'm getting at is that you have a religious commitment to this perspective. And then what happens is you look through the historians to find proofs of that. Now, everybody does that to a degree, but again, it doesn't prove the case just because there's a historian who says that. I mean, you're again just selecting the ones that you think are relating the truth. So, but the question is, what is the true issue here? And I'm boiling it down to something more fundamental, which is the way that you go about these questions and how you decide which ones of these worldviews is true. And it seems to be the one that places you as preeminent, and you have a special direct connection to God, and then therefore this is how all of your worldview is justified. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this is a kind of thing that seems like you've kind of just made up.
Well, first of all, I didn't make it up. So when we deal with ancient historians, okay, now the difference between what they're saying and what scholars are saying today is that they wrote it down 2,000, 3,000 years ago.
How
okay?
did you? But I'm saying,
but all of a sudden, you coming along today saying something different. Okay, something's wrong. Something is wrong with that picture. Okay?
No, but I mean, these historians in the ancient world disagree with one another.
Well, Well, yes, we can say that. Okay, but I'm going by, okay, now according
You're
to
going by the
them,
ones that back up your commitment to you being the God race.
we ain't got well. It has nothing to do with the God race. I mean, it has to do with the truth, man. I mean, so it had. I mean,
Well,
you know,
okay, but
it's
I
all
mean,
about the truth,
well, you don't like Nazis, right?
huh?
You don't like Nazis, right?
No,
Right.
no.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
no.
okay.
so doesn't it seem like probably the black version of that is also not true? Like why in other words, you're just kind of picking a different version of that for.
I mean, yeah, the reason I don't like Nazis, man, because they're very delusional. You know,
Okay, but
they believe in this great Aryan white race
okay,
and
but
stuff, and you
you
know,
believe in the exact same thing for
things, man. You know, walking around, you know, flying up in the sky, you know, and doing all this, you know, all this
Yeah.
fairy tale
you believe the exact same thing
magic
for you.
Nazis would want you to believe.
But you believe the exact same thing for you.
No, I don't believe that. I believe in the truth.
Yeah,
It's
Jay.
all about the truth, man.
It's the truth, man.
It's not about
Amen.
trying to get black people to think. It's not about that. It's trying to get black people to think that they can fly. You know, they are this superhuman race and all that. No, I mean that's all
Well,
pseudo
you believe
propaganda.
that Amenhotep Ra ordained the Black Dynasty of Egypt. So what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, the ancient Egyptians, they did great things, but they weren't doing they wasn't walking around talking about how superior they was. I mean, they there's no record of them.
Well, I mean, don't the pharaohs say that they're the incarnation of God? That's pretty much walking around saying how great they are.
Well, you can. I mean, if you want to put it that way, then so be it.
Okay.
But okay. My point is, whatever they wrote down, everybody got they myths, and they got, but I deal with historical reality. Okay, okay.
But you don't. I mean, why can't you admit that?
Huh?
But you don't. Why can't you admit that?
But what you mean? I don't what?
The starting point of your view is not, by your own definition, historical reality. You start with Amenhotep Ra, who is not historical reality, but that's the starting point of how you view things. You believe that you have a connection to him. He's your God. You call upon him. It's myths, but it doesn't count. Only the Bible myths are the ones that you can cross out. So in other words, you're playing two sides of the same coin here. You're contradicting.
Well, first of all, like I said, okay, I call on his name because I know that there is a creator. Okay, somebody created this planet, and somebody created the heavens and the earth. Okay, and I call on his name, but I'm not gonna say.
How do you know that's Amenhotep Ra?
Okay, and I'm not gonna say that I know Amenhotep Ra or whatever, or Amen Ra, like I met him yesterday or something. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that. I just say his name, and that's all I know about him.
Well, that doesn't sound very. Y'all ain't tight.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the ancient historians. Okay. Now the reason why you guys reject the ancient historians because when we
I just said I don't reject them. I just said how do you know which one is the right one? That's all I said. They disagree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you don't reject them, then why do you disagree with what they're saying?
All I said was, how do you know which one's the right one? You're just picking the one that vindicates your position.
I'm gonna tell you. How do I know which one is the right one? Because what Diodorus is saying is backed up by archaeology. Okay, when I'm gonna show you something in the screen share. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay. And on top of that, these guys, they did not, just sit back in the library and just, and just make this stuff up. Okay. They actually They went to Egypt and they talked to the Egyptians 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
They had the
And to
internet in Egypt back then, didn't they?
Yeah, I heard about that. No,
They
not,
had
not
the
the internet thing.
in
That,
Egypt back
or that's being facetious, but they did chat.
Maybe they did, but no, but yeah, they hey, who knows?
No, they didn't have internet. Yeah. You know that, right?
Uh,
I've seen some
screens?
steelies. I've seen some glyphs that look like they're on computer.
Oh, like they have like the search bar and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They had icons for that.
Yeah, you saw that, right? Right, radio.
hold on.
Yeah, while you're looking for that, real fast, happy days. Is that your ringtone? Travis Hunt, WeWuzKangz and shit. Donahoe, Idaho for 5. Andy, I need help. How can I change my white skin for a proper melanated covering? We can ask Radio that a bit later. Pinky for 5. Hey, Andy, my first super chat for me. Thank you, Pinky. I love your show and I've been watching since the Franny days. I was wondering if you discuss lucid dreaming again. Sure, in the future, for sure. That'd be an interesting topic. Valentine, I read that one. Thank you for that $20. Ocean Redux for 5. I swear to God, I'm going to get fired for listening to this at work. You might. Erica Johnstone for 5. I believe anything that supports my theory, dismiss anything that doesn't. So my theory is correct. There is the correct theory because all my evidence says I'm right. David Hume for 5. Andy, you're in no position to laugh. He would destroy you in a 1v1 debate. No, I agree with everything he's saying, so that's not even true. I'm laughing out of like excitement and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a fun time on the show. Ryan MF for 5. There was West Africans that claim Ethiopians are not black due to the differences in their features. David Hume, greater than the Bible is a history book. Valentine threw another $20. I read that already. Thank you very much. Happy days. Is he Egyptian or is he basketballian? Radio?
Well, is I'm Egyptian or basketballian?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Basketballian. Okay. Well, I'm gonna disregard that.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure what that meant.
Okay. But yeah. But Black Americans do have Egyptian ancestry, ancient Egyptian ancestry, because you know there's a record that after the fall of Egypt, Egyptians migrated further south and southwest into the interior of Africa. So there's Herodotus mentions it. You know, and on top of that, when after the fall of the pharaonic dynasties, you know, we do not see a continuation of hieroglyphs, you know, and of kings and all that, because it was conquered and occupied by foreigners. Okay, first by the Persians, then first by the Greeks, then by the Greeks, then by the Romans, then by the Arabs. Okay, so by the time the Arabs came into Egypt, Egypt was long gone. It was already dead, and the people. What happened to the people? They fled and migrated into further south and further west into the interior parts of Africa. So when we deal with the classifications of today, such as the Bantu expansion and all that, I do not believe in it. Okay, I do not believe it. I believe that the ancestors of African Americans came from the Nile Valley. Okay, came from the land of Kush, which was south of Egypt, and also Egyptians from Egypt. So I mean, at different time periods, there were different migrations, pre-dynastic, prehistoric, and dynastic migrations, because there was a time where Egypt was an imperial power, and they sent out colonies. Okay, they sent out colonies to Greece, some parts of Asia, and they sent out colonies into other parts of Africa. And on top of that, after the dynasty fell, when it was attacked by the Persians, okay, a lot of Egyptians left Egypt, migrated out of Egypt, and went into the interior parts of Africa. And we see a growth of population in the interior parts of Africa. So yes, I am Egyptian and I am Ethiopian as well.
Damn. You got this down, dude. So I got a question. So if the pharaohs in this dynasty were the god race? Do you believe they were the blessed Amenhotep god race?
Well, yes, I mean,
So how
pretty
did they
much all of
lose?
them.
How did they lose? Where'd they go?
Well, how did they lose? Well, I will say that, you know, they had many problems. Well, when we deal with the historical records, they had problems within their own country. You know, you know, there became a time where foreigners invaded, you know, and they had to depend on foreigners and mercenary troops, you know, to fight their battles, and within their own country, you know, they became disunified.
So
So and
is that a weak god race?
well, well, yes, I will say that, yeah, you know, they became, because of that, they became weaker later on. But when they were united, okay, under one God, which is Amun Ra, okay, they were number one. They could not be stopped, okay. But later on, when they got disunited, okay, um, that's when their dynasty fell, okay. So and there's really, you know, a lot of there's a lot of things, you know, a lot of stuff that, you know, historians do not know. I mean, but they go by the records, and we see, you know, an influx
But the historians that you go to, they do know.
well, so what they know some, but they don't know it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so do you go to like a pyramid somewhere? Like, do you have a service, like a little church? Do you have a pyramid you go to worship, or what do you do?
Well, when I was in well, I used to live in California. They had a temple there. But when I moved, yeah, they don't. I used to worship in a temple.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a temple, but the
who
location that I'm
started
at now.
Who started that movement?
Who started that movement?
Yeah.
Well, well, it started. That movement started, I believe, in New York. Um, you know, just we had
Is it a denomination of some kind?
yeah, it's just but it's not just one movement. It's just you know, people in different cities, you know, doing it a different way. But you know, it's nothing like the Nation of Islam or nothing like that.
Okay,
You know,
but does it have a similar kind of beginning? Like, there's a dude who started it in recent times.
um well well, we have our great elder Baba Heru in New York. He started the one down there, and you know, in Los Angeles. You know, there's the Caress Center, started by I believe his name Marakara. Um, he started one down here. So but it's more like a local thing. It's not a, you know, it's not a international thing.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe it was started by somebody who wanted to start a cult?
Well, I am aware of Dr. Malachi Z. York who started his cult in Atlanta, but you know, you know, he was a Muslim. He was, you know, he was claiming all these religions, and you know, and he was claiming all these identities, and you know, he was very confused, and
Okay.
you know, and they end up shutting him down. So but you know, I read history and I go by the knowledge, you know, and it also has ties into, you know, African voodoo, African spirituality, you know, you know, even some Africans in Africa today still worship Amun Ra. They call him Aman, okay, and because, you know, as I said, you know, the people that worship this god, which the his his importance and his importance it rose to power during the 18th dynasty. Okay, and then it was during this time where the 18th dynasty Egyptians, brought the worship of this god into other parts of Africa and also into Greece. Okay, parts of Greece. That's where we get Zeus from. Okay, Zeus is another name for Amen. So Egyptians brought the worship of Amen to Greece, and they.
Okay. Can I interject something? Can I give you my assessment here just from the outset?
Yeah, go ahead.
You've been given a narrative crafted to appeal specifically to you, and I'm gonna guarantee you, I don't know, but I guarantee if I look into the people that started this movement, there's some kind of deep state shadow government connection. I guarantee you, somebody from the FBI or something like that is who started this group, and it's just a cult to give you as a black person the same kind of mythology that feds give to neo-Nazi type groups.
Well, I mean, if you want to put it that way, I mean that really doesn't apply to me. I'm just, and also I would have to disagree with you in saying that it's similar to neo-Nazism. Okay,
but you believe, how is it different?
Well, first of all, Hitler, he built up an army and literally went out and killed people and tortured people. Okay, now any cult leader in any black cult leader in America never did that.
Well, that's because it's illegal. But there have been plenty of leaders in Africa who've done that. People in Liberia do that.
I mean, yeah, Africa, but at the same time, you don't see those Africans, walking around worshiping Amun Ra. They don't give a damn about Amun Ra. I mean, a lot of them are Muslims. They worship Allah. So is it really it has nothing to do with Egyptian and with Amun Ra, and some of them they're not Muslims. They worship their native African gods, but it has nothing to do with Amun Ra or ancient Egyptian or none of that. So and like I said, you see more Muslims doing that, and their God is not Amun Ra, it's Allah.
So what happens if a white person wants to convert to this? Can I convert? What do I have to do? Do I go to a temple?
Well, there are groups that accept white people, okay, yeah. But but some groups do not.
How about you?
To be African.
How about you? Would you approve of white people being in it?
No.
But okay, let's say.
Probably not,
but like, what if I was like, I'm down to do everything that you're asking me to, Let's say I would do things to benefit your cause and everything, like.
Well, I will say, man, it wouldn't make any sense for a white person to to be in it. I mean, I'll say this, man.
Yeah,
I mean, the history is out
here. Hang on, but R4dio, you believe that like in the past, like everyone was black, right?
Yes.
So like technically, I'm black in spirit through ancestry, right? So technically, I'm not white, therefore I can be part of it, right?
Well,
it's not my fault. I don't have enough melanin in my skin,
I mean, those people who were black back then. I mean, they were black, okay, but but white, okay, but white people today. I mean, even if they are the descendants of those black people, okay, they're not black anymore.
What if I paid?
Where do the white devils come from? Where do we white devils come from?
Well, white devils. Well, I'll say that that the white race originated in the northern regions, where in the area of Russia, and all the area because of the climate. The climate will it's known for turning people white.
Okay, but did Amenhotep Ra create us too, or not?
Well, I really can't answer that. If he if he was a creator God, I would say that, but the Africans, okay, the Africans who left Africa and went into Europe, okay, when they left Africa as Africans, but when they went into the continent of Europe, they became Europeans. So so I will say, you know, that you probably used to be Africans, but you're no longer African. You're now Europeans. Just as Asians are now Asians or Asiatics.
Asiatics, yeah,
So,
but it's not my fault, you know. I want to be part of the temple, but all right, fine. I'll just find somewhere else to go.
Dude. I capitulate. All right.
What if I was like, yo, let me join your cause, or I'll become a Nazi? Would you do it to prevent me from being a Nazi?
Well, I would say, you know, it would make more sense that you, I mean, that you will be a Nazi. That you want to be a Nazi. So,
but I'm saying you can prevent one more Nazi from existing by just letting me in.
Well, hold on. I'll say it like this. You know, it's all about keeping it real to yourself, man.
I hear you.
If you're gonna be a Nazi, be a true Nazi. I mean,
don't try to infiltrate the temple.
Okay.
I really like this guy, man.
Okay, don't be a Nazi that's walking around, you know, claiming to, you know, to be Egyptian or be armed and robbed.
So don't be a half-ass Nazi, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
So if I go to Egypt, can I go to Giza, or you think I'm like fucking shit up if I go to Giza? Like I'm not allowed.
But if you go to Egypt, can you go to
the
Giza?
pyramid? Like, can I go inside Giza pyramids, or are you gonna be mad if I do that?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I mean, like I said, you know, the history is out there for everybody to learn. I mean, and if you go to Egypt and visit, you know, it is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But what I'm saying is don't try to fake the funk, you know, and try to say that that you are Egyptian, you know, that white people are Egyptian and you know, black people have nothing to do with Egypt and all that. Then that's what I call cultural theft. Okay, when you're trying to,
so you're saying like
to steal the history and steal the culture.
So you're saying, sorry, go ahead,
but you're relying on a bunch of different white Greek scholars.
No, man. If you're gonna be a Nazi, just be a true Nazi. All right. Like I think that's what we learned.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, I can respect. Okay, I will. Okay, this is the advice that I will give to a white supremacist. Okay, if you meet a white supremacist leader that's talking about, you know, trying to connect with ancient Egyptian culture, get the hell away from him. Okay, because he's a fake. He doesn't care about, you know, white culture or, you know, or anything, and he's living a lie. Okay, so also I will say, know your own history. Okay, know your own history before you try to steal someone else's history. Now we know that white people in America, they are descendants of people called the Germanics, the Gauls, the Celts, the Iberians, you know, and we know that, and I know that these people have no connections to ancient Egypt. So if you know that those are your ancestors, then why are you trying to claim ancient Egypt? Okay, when you already have your own culture and you already know who your ancestors are.
Yeah, the Nazis.
So hold up. So what if millions of people, what if there's a revival, like a giant tent revival, and what you're talking about catches on, and millions of white people believe what you're saying? What do? How do we serve Amenhotep Ra correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, first of all, you know, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to manipulate white people, you know, or try to teach it to white people.
Why are you debating it then? Why are you debating it?
Well, I would teach it to my own people.
I get it.
Yeah, so and the reason I am debating it, okay, to let people know the truth, okay, to let them know.
But wait, hang on, radio. But if you're teaching people the truth, and then you convince me, I go, all right, this guy's saying the truth, then shouldn't I fucking worship this guy if you're saying the truth?
I mean,
Because if you didn't want white people to join, shouldn't you like hide it and like be like, no, nothing's happening over here. Trust me. Wink, wink,
Yeah,
hint,
the
hint.
secret society.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Because if you convince me and I'm like, I want to be part of it, and you're like, no, you can't, then I'm like, why'd you? That's like having a poster that says like hot chicks in here, and you walk in, they're like, sorry, this is closed.
Well, there's a difference between, you know, accepting it and being a part of it. Okay. You don't, you know, you still can accept the truth without, you know, wanting to be a part of it. But I mean, but what I'm saying is, you know, when certain white people get into this, they do it. I mean, a lot of them go about doing it the wrong way. You know, you know, and they, you know, and they will literally try to steal the culture, steal the culture from the, you know, the real people that it belongs to.
Like white rappers like Vanilla Ice, right? Stealing the culture. Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, but you know, you don't see, you know, so Vanilla Ice and Eminem walking around saying, you know, that, you know, I started rap, you know, rap belongs to white people. So I mean,
okay, but all right, but what? So would you let Eminem in? Could he be let in?
No, I would not. No.
How about Sean King?
Sean King?
Yeah.
That's a white person, right?
No, well, I mean, he claims to be black, but
well,
have you seen Sean King before? I'll pull up a picture of Sean King for you, and then you can tell me if he's alive.
Singer.
No, he's like a journalist or they say he claims to be an African American writer. Here, I'm gonna screen share right now. Are you ready for this? All right, he claims he claims to be an African American writer. Here, I'm gonna screen share for you over here. All right, there he is. You see this guy?
Would I let him in? Well, if he's against, you know, African people and you know, anti-black, you know, no, I would not let him in.
So if he's like only against, here, I'll read you his description right here. Jeffrey Sean King is an American writer and civil rights activist. He is noted for his social media to promote religious, charitable, and social causes, including the Black Lives Matter movement.
Well, he looks mixed.
That's why, like, people. Yeah. That's why it's like, you know, it's debatable, right? But would you let him in though? Like just through your spirit and your you know, you pray to Ramen. What does Ramen say? What does Ramen say to you?
Who?
Ramen noodle or ramen?
Yeah.
You talking about almond?
Almond ramen. So I thought you were saying ramen the whole time. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the Nazi thing. Sorry. So would you?
What about Barack Obama?
Yeah.
What about Barack Obama? Would you let Barack Obama in the group there?
No. He's an Uncle Tom. He's a sellout. No. So
oh my god.
Yeah, and you know,
I love radio. It's so funny.
I will first of all say that, you know, that, you know, some of my people are very delusional. They, you know, they like to call people black who are not black. Now, I live in Florida now, okay, and there's a lot of Hispanics down here, okay, and
quote,
a lot of
unquote.
these Negroes down here.
Watch out.
They like to say that Hispanics are black, and I just look at them like, what the hell? What are you talking about? That's not a black person, you know. And they, you know, they just very delusional, and that's why, you know, I can't have a conversation, you know, or just let anybody into into this movement, because saying that a Hispanic person is black makes no sense. When you see a Hispanic person and a white person walking side by side each other, all you have to do is take a look at them, and you will see that they look pretty much the same. The same texture hair, the same skin color. So why in the hell are you going to call a Hispanic person black? Okay, when we deal with black, we say beautiful black queen. Okay, we're talking about Gabrielle Union, Angela Bassett. Okay, we're not talking about Jennifer Lopez. Okay, so
what about Michelle Obama?
Michelle, yeah, she is black. Okay, but I would not have any affiliation with her. She's
what about Barack
Uncle Tom as well?
What about Barack H. Obama's beautiful 2 children?
No. They're his daughter goes with a white boy. So she's a what we call a Negro bidwench.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, so we got names for them. Okay, we call them coons and bidwenches. So
radio, I like your spirit though, man. Like you hold your ground,
I'm almost
I have to respect that.
I'm almost converted, but I can't convert.
I want to convert, but I'm not allowed. So whatever. But I hear you, man. I understand. I respect.
I mean, just like this guy Richard Spencer. I seen him debating Roland Martin. He's talking about the ancient Egyptians were white. I would tell any white supremacists to stay away from him, because when you're dealing with people that gets into ancient Egypt, and you're trying to be a white supremacist at the same time, you're going to, at some point in time, you're going to get disappointed. If you believe in white pride, state and all that, stay away from ancient Egypt. Represent your Germanic, your Irish culture, or even claiming Greece and Rome.
Or be a Nazi.
Don't try to be a white supremacist and try to claim Africa.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Richard Spencer, he's on Ralph Retort tonight, apparently, talking about the Tommy Robinson arrest. But yeah, you don't like Richard Spencer. You aren't a fan. Would you ever talk to Richard Spencer?
No, I havenven't.
No. I say, would you?
I know he knows nothing about ancient Egypt.
Yeah, but would you talk to him ever in the future?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, cool. Definitely. If I have time, if you want to debate about ancient Egypt, I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah, I think he was trying to do a white ethno state over there.
Richard Spencer.
Yeah, he says the weather there is pretty decent,
I mean, yeah, he can do whatever he wants to do, but I'm just saying he knows nothing about ancient Egypt now. And now as a white supremacist, now I will have more respect for David Duke, because David Duke, he values European history and European culture more. You hardly ever see him say anything about ancient Egypt or Africa or anything like that. I mean, because although you may see those people as Caucasian, a lot of those people, they are dark, they are black as midnight. Oof. Yeah. There's no white supremacy and no white pride. You're not going to get any white supremacy or white pride in that.
Yeah, only a few people, not all of them though.
A lot of them. When you go towards the southern part of Egypt, it gets blacker and blacker.
I see. So like north, maybe a little bit of white supremacy, and then the south where you go, it's like none.
No, I'll say north, a little more Middle Eastern supremacy.
Me supremacy. Yeah.
Yeah. Middle East, but definitely not because they had the Arab invasion and all the foreign invasions that came through there, but very little to do with European. European has more to do with Greece, Rome, the Germanics. that's what I call pro-European culture. So if you're gonna be a real white supremacist, I would say, and I will also say that a liberal white person or a non-white supremacist white person would take more interest in ancient Egypt, and because that is the type of person, that wants to integrate, that wants to integrate with other races, and they, and they try to be a part of other cultures and that sort. But if you are, if you're trying to be a real keep it real hardcore, white supremacist with integrity, stay away from ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, like right now,
Wise words.
Yeah, wise words there. I mean, we have to respect R4dio for teaching us how to be proper white supremacists. Like, there's no real handbook out there. You know what I mean, R4dio?
Yeah, I mean, see me, some people would see me as a black supremacist, and if they want to see, I'll say that I am a black supremacist. But you're not gonna.
You're like, okay. Some people see me, but yeah, I mean, totally, yeah.
Yeah. But the same thing for black supremacists. If you are a true black supremacist, that's why I have a problem with the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, because I tell them all the time that we are not Israelites. Those people over there, they come from the Middle East. Okay, and they are not black. Okay, so and I have a problem with identifying with that. So and we, and everybody knows that the Hebrew Israelites, they hate Africa. They hate Africans. Okay, and they let other races of people into their group, including white people, the same people who they call white the devil. They call them the devil, but yet when you go into these Hebrew Israelite videos, they got white members in their group. And why? Because they're claiming a non-black and a non-African culture. Okay, so when we deal with the Hebrew Israelites, okay, it has nothing to do with black. Okay, the culture I want to claim is the real black culture. Okay, the real black people in Africa. The land of Kush, ancient Egypt. The interior of Africa, Uganda, their area. Those are the real black people. Okay. Not some people in the Middle East, some fake black people in the Middle East. So and they try to chocolate cover, and they try to paint everything black, they say Jesus black, and I just do not identify with that because they are trying to make a long story short, they are claiming a people, okay, who were not black, and they are putting down, in hating on people who are black, which is Africans in Africa.
Yeah.
So,
right. Hey, I know you have to go soon, right, R4dio? But because you said you have to go around 9:40. It's already 10. I think you actually stayed a bit longer, which I appreciate. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you mind if I read some of the signs that I have in the crowd here? There's some questions, possibly. If you want to stick around for just 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Hang on. So, okay, I'm gonna go in order here. Music, hold up, a Ramen Hot Tep Brother, the Truth in the Way. I don't know if that's a real one. Duncan, Idaho. Jay is a white nibba who lacks scholarship. David Hume for 5. Evidence by Jay equals white supremacist writers / researchers. Evidence by R4dio. This evidence is truth because I feel it should be. Hang on, let me see if I have any actual questions here. It sounds like, let me see if we have any questions here. Nah, it doesn't look like actual questions. Just people think.
I have a question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let's say Richard Spencer was on a majestic steed, and he had a sword and armor, and you were on a big tiger, and you had a spear or something. Do you think you could take Richard in a freaking battle?
Yeah, would you do that? Yeah.
Oh yes, hell yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think you could take him down?
I mean, I took down guys that look far more intimidating than Richard Spencer. So yes.
Wait, took down? What do you mean?
Huh?
Like you took people down? You like
Oh yeah,
fights?
yeah, man. I got in a fight and and beat up and owned people that's guys that was 6'5", 300 pounds. So
Really?
I mean, oh
How,
yeah, yeah.
how tall are you?
I was
How tall are
I
you?
used to box and I was also on the football team. So and I used to take knock the hell out of big guys all the time. And Richard Spencer, yeah, him, yeah, he's yeah, he would be no problem.
Okay. Okay.
Are you saying Richard Spencer's a little bitch? Is that what you just said?
I mean, if you want to say that, yeah, he had, just look at him, man. He doesn't look like the guy, that can, get into a gladiator arena or on a football field, and hold his ground.
May someone in the crowd please clip that and send it to Ralph for tonight when Richard's on. Would you fight him like in like an actual like proper like in like a ring?
In a ring?
Yeah, like with like a ref and stuff, like legal. You both agree to it, etc.
I mean, unless he disrespect me. No, I wouldn't just.
No. I mean, like he agrees to it, and then it's like a paid match. You all make like $1,000 each for an audience. Like, would you accept?
Oh yeah. That'd be a first round knockout.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's funny, dude. It's fucking funny. I mean, like, I don't want to hold you. I know you had to go 17 minutes ago. Thanks for being on the show.
People, they really never see me. I'm not a wimp either, man. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I lift weights. When I was playing football, man, I bench press 400 pounds, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I ain't no punk, man. So I do have to go.
Yeah.
I wish it was a better day, but we can definitely do it.
No worries. But yeah, like if you're ever down for coming on at some point, talking about whatever, it doesn't have to be Egypt every single time. But it was very entertaining to hear both of you speak.
Yeah, if Jay ever want to have another debate, when neither one of us got anything going on, we can debate more. I don't have all the resources I want at hand right now, but because I'm in the process of moving and I'm doing a lot. I got a lot going on. When maybe sometime in the future,
I have your email. I'll contact you maybe like in a month. Give the people a little break to, And
yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. It went a whole lot better than the Weibo debate, man.
That was heated as shit, right?
Yeah, because that girl, man, I had to sit up there and look at her ugly face for the whole time, and I just. Yeah, and I got very frustrated, and she was being a smug, and I got very frustrated with her. I was gonna bring resources and all that, but when I looked at her, I was like, no, she's not worth, because she didn't know anything about Egypt, man, and she was very disrespectful the whole time. Now I will say that Andy and JF were respectful the whole time, but she was the one that was disrespectful, and she pretty much screwed up the debate. Whatever bad happened in the debate, it was her fault.
Yeah. So you don't care for Weibo, eh?
Oh no. She's a joke, man. Yeah, she don't even count. Yeah. So she didn't count in that debate, man.
So that wasn't even that wasn't even real. That never actually even happened then. Like to you, at least.
Yeah. I pretty much I took her to school the whole time. Like I said, I was having a bad day. My mind wasn't in it. But and I was just but even and I was at my worst during that time. So I pretty much defeated her at my worst. But yeah, I really don't care about having a rematch with her. Because she's a novice and she don't know anything. So you know, she don't want to have a rematch either, you know, because she know that she don't know anything and she just want to do her thing on her videos. So yeah, I really don't care too much for her.
Yeah, fair, fair enough. I'll pass along the message for her, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. She, you know, she's probably listening, you know. Yeah, but
you're
yeah.
probably all scared and shit, right?
Huh?
Yeah, she's probably all scared and shit too.
She probably is, man. Yeah, I mean, the way she acted, man. I mean, she, you know, she acted like one of those white women, you know, that try to, that try to accuse accuse a black man of raping her, and then, you know, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of Klansmen come running after that black man and hang him. You know that's the way she acted. Yeah, so you know,
This guy's fucking
I mean,
hilarious, man.
Has that happened a lot in the last 100 years?
yeah, I mean, yeah, she put on a good show, man. Yeah,
No, straight up, I hear you, man. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, indeed. My pleasure, and we can definitely do it again.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch.
Next
definitely.
time I have. Oh yeah, definitely. And next time, you know, I'll bring my resources, and you know, and
Sick.
we can have it out. You know,
Perfect, man.
have a decent debate.
Cool, man. Thanks for being on.